I feel like an ambassador to middle school. We have a lot of fun. School is supposed to be fun, and it's supposed to be something that these kids look forward to. Developmentally at this age, middle schoolers are just changing rapidly, and it can feel uncomfortable physically and emotionally with kind of how fast things are happening with their body and how much they're changing. I struggled in middle school, and I really enjoy being someone that can help them to see what it should be, what it can be, and what they can be as middle schoolers.
Miss Ayers really does want to educate the whole child. She really makes the time and effort to get to know each and every one of them.
Learning does not happen without connection and emotion, and I feel like I give that to my kids.
She uses literature a lot to drive those points home and to really make them thinkers.
We're only on page 70, but we kind of had the big conflict of, like, is Marty gonna get to stay with the family?
We ask our students to read these complex texts. Well, those issues are deep and those issues are emotional, right? So if you're reading about the struggle of the human experience, you have to struggle with your students through their human experience. In my classroom, kids want to know, do I matter? Who am I? And does anyone else feel like me? I, of course, have a passion for the academics and, of course, have a passion for reading. But what drives me is each of their unique, beautiful personalities and helping them to be who they are, to find their path, and empowering them to be readers, to be storytellers, and to be them.
I am a lifelong reader. I disappear into books. And I wanted to share that with students. I wanted them to see reading as a portal that they could walk around in. They could meet new characters and travel without going anywhere. So I wanted to give them essentially the passport that I had enjoyed my entire life. I did not love reading when I first started school. Hated it, in fact, it was hard for me. I had to sound out every single word. It was very painful. Harry Potter was the first book that I realized it was about the journey into a new world, a discovery of myself through reading. For me, it was magic.
Miss Cripps knows that having a memory that you've created in class lasts you a lifetime, and that's the personal connection that she's focused on.
I want them to remember the experience that we had through those tangible lessons, through the relationships that we built.
0.
If you've not read Harry Potter, the Sorting Hat is a chance for each student to be placed in a different house team. So I put on the hat.
Hufflepuff.
They come up to the front and I shout out Gryffindor or Hufflepuff, but they're sorted into like-minded peers and groups to best fit their needs.
When they finish with her class, they know a lot more about themselves. They come out of this class a lot more confident and focused on not just their academics, but on success in life.
I teach them to be critical, independent thinkers, to be puzzlers, to be able to interact with the learning. And that doesn't stop till the very last second, because I want them to leave my classroom believing in the magic of themselves.
Nothing can happen without a relationship. It's just so important to have that human connection. When you have a close relationship with a child, you are able to fully understand what that child needs in order to succeed. They need to feel loved, safe, and when they feel those things, they are ready to learn and they are ready to grow their minds.
Rebecca Reeves is charismatic, she's loving, She's enthusiastic, and she's full of surprises because you never know what you're going to get when you walk into her classroom.
You're a pirate now. Will you give a big pirate cheer, a big arg? Ah! Excellent, excellent, excellent.
I worked so hard to bring learning to life. They deserve to have a teacher that is excited for them and cheers them on. My teaching philosophy is active learning.
Interactive, hands-on activities. She knows how to engage her children where they don't really realize they're even learning.
I have been blessed with having some really hands-on teachers that took the time to get to know me. Mr. Robertson, my 4th grade teacher, was so special to me because he made it okay that I learned a little differently. That's why I'm the teacher I am today. I want to encourage, I want to excite, I want to inspire, to make sure that they understand that they are amazing and unique. I'm so serious about making sure kids develop a lifelong love for learning.
I remember I just loved school so much because at school teachers drew who I was out. So in 2nd grade I decided I was going to be a teacher. I wanted to make that difference for other people.
Miss Henderson definitely has one of those motherly approaches to her students. She has a real passion for teaching mathematics and science, and she connects well with kids.
I love the children. I love each little thing that they're going to come in with, whether their dog had puppies or they were excited about our science experiment today. They live so much in the moment most of the time that each day is fresh.
She's very entertaining. Her class is loud. There's always something going on.
My favorite word is, oh, or aha, or I got it, because it clicks. They learn best by being engaged, by being hands-on, by moving, by using all their senses.
We have 1 foot in the elementary age, we have 1 foot in the middle school age, and she knows how to walk between those raindrops.
It's time for them to start thinking about how they're going to fit into this world. What do they have to offer the world? I want them to see the world as a place that they're part of, that they have something to offer, to contribute. I want my students to remember me as the teacher that really cared, that loved math, did science with a lot of enthusiasm, but that they knew that I had time to help them figure it out, sort it out, figure out the next best plan. I've never had a student come back and say, thanks for teaching me multiplication because it really rocks, Miss Anderson. But I've had them come back and say, you were there.
I was the kid who cut school 30 days a year. I just thought high school was going to be it, and then I was going to go into the factory like the rest of the family. There wasn't an opportunity for us to do anything else. My family had come from Russia and Poland and China and Puerto Rico and Israel, and they experienced a lot of racism. College wasn't something that was in our language. It was something that rich kids get to do. They came with dreams, just like many of our families do here, and our students do, and they're looking for something better. But unless you have someone who's been through college, you don't know how to get there. And I didn't know how to get there.
Ms. Hefner's personal experience makes her a perfect fit for early college because she can put herself in their shoes as first-generation college students, as many of our students are.
At early college, it's not if you go to college, it's you are going to college. I tell them all the time, you've won the lottery.
She's holding them to high expectations. She's challenging them to define their own path.
They're there, it's now. It's not a questionable future, you are here. Let's work with this. We have an obligation to educate our populace so that they have choices. And here at Early College, we really work to have them explore different projects, careers, fields. It's about getting them to be the best that they can be. You teach English because you love it. It's a communication skill that has no boundaries. When you know you've given a kid an opportunity, it's powerful for a whole family. And Early College it's a golden ticket.
Intermediate school is this beautiful age that the kids are still becoming. It's an opportunity to still be moldable. They want to be accepted and they're trying to find out who they are and to have positive adults along the way that embrace who they are, but then help them explore other ways that they can be.
DeLana Parker is an exceptional teacher in that she really focuses on building relationships with her students. She knows that every kid is different, so she's able to help them to take those things that they've experienced and use them to be successful in the classroom and in the community.
I want them to know they don't have to leave their worries and baggage outside the classroom in order to make it in my room. Come on in with it. I'll hold it for a little while for you while we learn, and I'm going to understand and be careful with that baggage, but it's a part of you and it makes you who you are.
It really is a melting pot here. We have students that come to us from different social backgrounds, different races, religions. She brings all of those students together and creates this wonderful sense of community.
They're allowed to be who they are, and if there's a controversial topic that comes up, we explore it, and the kids know that they can be open and honest. It's so important because that's a foundation for learning that we're all different, we're all unique, and we're all coming together and having to respect one another. This is such an amazing age to be able to watch them blossom and to watch them become who they're going to be. And to be a small part of that, it's just a privilege.
I think it's very powerful to be able to touch a life with knowledge and then to watch that person grow into their own being, to spread joy or be a good citizen in the world. To me, that's very powerful as a teacher. I like to show students that they matter by greeting them at the door every day with a smile on my face and letting them know that I'm here for them. And when they walk in my room, I want them to know that they're welcome, this is a safe place, and that they are loved, and that we're going to have a great day and celebrate our successes.
Miss Myers is the culture of Pisgah. She's dynamic, charismatic, energetic, just an all-around great person.
My husband and I chose Pisgah for our daughter because we just learned to love this community. There were opportunities here that teachers gave students. They might explore music or the arts or clubs just to bring the world to the students here.
Last year, I know she went through a very serious illness, and she was such an inspiration to all of us.
The kids just helped me get through those hard days. I had one student who walked down the hall with me one day, put his arm around my shoulder, and he said, "Miss Myers, how's this cancer thing going?" He said, "Are you winning?" And I told him yes, that I was. And he said, will you just keep fighting? Made me know that I was in the right place. It just brings me so much joy to know that I laid a foundation for a child's learning. And I want them to build confidence, love learning, and to share that with the world.
Good, the camera's off. So sibilance, check one.
I have not done this before, but I am that good sometimes.
Let's see where it goes. Just act natural.
And then the last question is,
No, you're not going to make me do that, are you? Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
A weeping montage. I like that. The teacher that weeps.
Is it custard? It's custard. There's no D. That's like something I order.
We did The Sound of Music, and we had nun costumes. So yeah, you better not put this on the camera.
Hufflepuff.
tell him Miss Ayers is having a straight up camera situation.